Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I kind of want to speak about something that YouTube keeps on recommending to me, and I'm like, yes, I've watched the videos a million times. Yes, I completely understand everybody's opinions on this topic, but for some reason YouTube will not stop recommending this one specific type of video to me. So it's about the Wonder Woman 1984 comic book variant issue 1. And I wasn't going to cover this topic, but because YouTube will not leave me alone and keeps recommending it to me, I'm going to cover it. And for those of you who don't know, these are the sort of videos that I get recommended, and these are the general gists of each of these videos. So here we go.
Of course, they are getting ratio to the oblivion.
I need to talk a little bit about this, because when you see something like this, like a piece of artwork, as somebody who just knows how human beings look from seeing people in reality in the real world, what do I see? I see somebody who has decided to place a lot of emphasis on a very disproportionate body type. And if you have a very disproportionate body type, you do not want to be reminded of it. Guess what? It's going to make a lot of women feel bad if they do look like this by drawing attention to it. This actually is poking fun at a body type, whether they realize it or not. It is 100% not going to make anyone feel better about their body. It is only going to produce toxic negativity into the ether.
Oof-a-doof. Look, I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I get it. But, buddy. But, and God, what happened to her, shape? She's got big ol', I don't even know what you want to call that. I mean, she's got mom legs. She's got a fat butt. She's got no curve here. We're going to give her a bit of a stomach. No boobs. Just little, they probably told her, hey, can you draw Wonder Woman? She sent them this, and they're like, I mean, I guess we got to run with it. We didn't expect her to give her a chub there and the big old mom jeans, but it would be kind of offensive right now if we're like, can you draw her good instead of bad? I think DC just, you went a little out there. You're like, yeah, she'll draw a good Wonder Woman, and then she hands this in, and you're like, right, we goofed on that one. Thank God it's only one of 25 covers.
There are so many more videos that are again recommended about the Wonder Woman 1984 variant issue, and I could post them all day, but I think you should just go watch the videos. I've only taken snippets from each one because they have some really valid points in there. However, what I want to say is that these guys are looking at it as if this is Wonder Woman, and I know that it's on a Wonder Woman cover, but the artist actually said, so, due to the subject matter of my art, I'm often asked to draw characters inspired by iconic women. Recently, I was asked to create a piece inspired by Wonder Woman in my own style for an upcoming one-off artist collab. I love drawing aliens with realistic body types living their lives comfortable with themselves, so I drew an alien character with a realistic body, wearing a more everyday version of the Wonder Woman outfit. DC decided they wanted to use this piece for a variant cover in addition to the collab. I didn't realise that featuring a Wonder Woman inspired character with a realistic body type would be controversial. Apparently it is. So what I've taken from this statement is that this is definitely not Wonder Woman. This is an art piece inspired by Wonder Woman. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, and there's so much hate floating about for this artist, and I just felt like I needed to speak up on sort of defense of the artist, but also I don't understand why DC would do this, and So my point is that this is not Wonder Woman. This is an inspired by piece. If you were to go into a comic book shop, you would not find this piece because it's a variant issue. And for well-established characters, issue 1s always have numerous variant issues. And there are going to be so many different issues. This issue is going to be very hard to come by unless you have a really good comic book shop that you go to and you specifically can ask for different types of variants. I know places that you can go into and go, oh, can I have variant C? And they're like, oh no, you just have to have what you're given. So unless you have a good comic book shop, you go in there and you're like, I specifically want issue X, because I know that some comic book shops have like 50 variants of very big, well-known, established characters. So the possibility of you getting this one is probably very slim. And I feel really bad for the artist because they were, from what I could take from it, they were not asked to draw Wonder Woman. They decided they wanted to do a collab and that they were going to do it inspired by characters. So if you look at the artist's artwork, it has a lot of different coloured aliens, specifically female formed aliens, and this is completely in line with that artist's artwork. And DC would have seen this before they collaborated with the artist. So I'm completely putting this down to DC, and DC likes to antagonize us. So I have my theory that DC has not released any of the other variants or the other art styles that they're going to be releasing for Wonder Woman 1984 because they want this to spread. So when they do release a normal version of Wonder Woman, and when I say normal, I mean normal art style, so the general same proportions as Wonder Woman, the same colour schemes, everything to do with Wonder Woman, I feel like everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, we won, they're no longer, but I think it's any publicity is good publicity, and that's what they're rolling with. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on this one. The artist also goes on to say that the DC Nation posted their cover on Twitter, and it was immediately met with hundreds of comments hating on her body, as well as the non-traditional art style, and on me personally. I think one of the reasons I was asked to do this is that I'm not a traditional comic book artist, so I would present something from a different perspective. DC knew that this artist was not a traditional comic book artist, therefore I'm pretty sure DC asked to collab as sort of bait for people who are now reporting on comic book stories and comic book issues that they don't particularly agree with. I think that this artist has been baited in and being used as bait, and people are now taking out their hatred of this art style and this character inspired by on the artist specifically. And do you know what? I'm not okay with that. I personally don't mind the art style. I like it on webtoons, I like it in Steven Universe. I'm not a fan of it in comic books, and I can understand why everybody hates this. But my specific reason for this video is that I feel really bad for the artist because it's not terrible art. People do look like that generally every day, and I know a lot of people who are on YouTube or on Twitter saying nobody looks like that. I can't name a single person who looks like that. But my friends have smaller chests and thicker thighs. I know people who look like this, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. However, it's definitely not Wonder Woman, and I would be so disappointed if this was Wonder Woman. So I am not happy with DC specifically making it look like this variant issue is Wonder Woman, but I'm not blaming the artist at all for it. She also goes on to say that the fact that this was so controversial just makes me want to continue to draw diverse body types and create more art that people can hopefully see themselves in. Strength and beauty can come from lots of awesome forms. I don't think one form negates the other. So I understand that, and as she's put this all as one big statement, it does make it seem like she's saying that this is how she would imagine Wonder Woman looking rather than this is inspired by Wonder Woman. And I think she could have left out a lot of the information on that post saying this was inspired by Wonder Woman. Please don't hate me for it. This is my art style. This is how I interpret people. I feel like this is how I see my friends and myself who like to dress up as Wonder Woman. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied now. But I just don't like the amount of hate that this artist is currently getting from just her being creative. And that is pretty much it. And I know some of you will completely disagree with this video. I don't care, this is just my opinion. Feel free to have your own opinions and your own comments. And I hopefully will be back with something non-controversial, and hopefully we will see some really, really, really good issues of Wonder Woman, and hopefully the film is just as good as the comics, if the comics are good. So I will catch you next time. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye guys!